Welcome back to the Four Wheel Drive podcast powered by Tyrepower. The music there, Ronny, was...
By the Southern River Band?
Yeah, exactly right. Let it ride, mate. You know it. How was your hosting responsibilities last week? Do you feel all right?
Oh, mate, I'm still like, yeah.
Still recovering?
Yeah, still recovering from that.
I don't blame you, mate. It's not easy. It wasn't a disaster. You did all right, mate. Socials at the Four Wheel Drive Podcast on Instagram. You can follow us on YouTube. And you got a new channel, mate.
That's
the Four Wheel Drive Podcast.
Yep, that's the one.
We're almost at 1,000 subscribers there, mate, which is a lowly number compared to what you've got. How far off 600k are you?
I don't actually know.
Mate, you're bloody close, I'll tell you that.
Am I?
Yeah, I think you're at like 560 or something.
Oh, that's still a fair way then.
Oh, mate, that's very close. Mate, how are you? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah?
Pretty shattered, actually.
Pretty tired. Pretty tired?
Yeah.
Been a big week, mate.
Oh, you mean last? Yeah. Yep.
Last week, this week, every week's a big week.
Every week's a big week, yeah.
Mate, I saw your Quartermaster last week, and we'll get into this a bit later on, but I saw your Quartermaster last week, and it is looking very nice.
Oh, yeah. The car park, yeah.
Yeah. Mate, I'm getting jealous of it.
It's not bad. I've got to say, it's not bad.
The little electrical setup you got going on there, like a couple of other things, mate.
Yeah,
it's looking good.
Yeah, the big box on the back. And
big box on the back.
It's a big box.
It's a big box on the back. We won't talk too much about that, but that is a big box on the back, mate. And some new suspension that you've actually tested out.
Yes, I think we have touched on the suspension before, but that was sort of first impression. And then I went through the first impression with the weight on the back. And I was actually pleasantly surprised. Very, very surprised.
Mate, I can't wait to get into that because we'll get into that a little bit later on. But first of all, I think what we'll mix it up. We usually do a Takeo timeout at the start, but I think what we'll do is we'll do a tough dog tip. How's that sound?
Cool. And I didn't have to do it.
No, you don't have to do it because we're still running the competition. It's going to run until December. Every week, a listener's sending in their tough dog tip.
Yeah.
I reckon we'll go with this one. We'll go Brendan Hart, fishing. He says, tough dog tip of the week, install your mods yourself. If something goes wrong on the tracks that wasn't your fault, you'll know what it's supposed to do and how it's supposed to look and have a better idea on how to fix it. Suspension is a great start to your DIY because it is not too hard. It's a part that can fail on the tracks and can be vitally needed of a bush mechanic repair.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Yeah.
If you got the time, at the end of the day, it is just a puzzle, but some puzzles do have certain techniques to, I think you do have to be a little bit mindful or mechanically mindfulness of
bit of mechanic
some
common
of the
sense.
specs. I think if you're going to install something, to fix something, that's one thing because you just do what you got to do. But to install something, particularly suspension and brakes, you definitely want to be. I wouldn't recommend doing brakes yourself. I'm just saying that just to cover my own ass. I know what happens when you do your own brakes and you don't do it right.
Things go bad.
Yeah. Went pretty bad, actually.
Not too good.
No, I was in a rush. I'll put something on backwards anyway.
I think we've heard this story before.
Yeah.
You overtook someone and then...
Well, there's a learner in front of me and I was getting frustrated, so I overtook and then I came up to the T-junction pretty quick and then I applied my brakes and all of a sudden I heard this clunk, ting, ting, ting. And then my foot went to the floor and I was like, oh, I've lost my brakes. And then here I am turning off the road into a ditch while the learner drives past me again.
Great story for the learner. Not a great story for Ronny.
No. I had to go back and then I'm double whammy. I went to pick it up straight away.
Oh, no, that would be so hot.
Yep, burnt my hand, went back to the car, got a pair of pliers, went back, picked it up then. And then I had to go back and I had to use the handbrake to get back to my dad's house because he had a flat driveway and put it back together properly, do another quick test and then go pick my kids up.
Mate, I actually don't mind that story. That's a good one.
Yeah, actually one kid at that time, so... Yeah.
Just pick the kid up.
Yeah, just pick one of the kids up because that was... because that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Well, you've learnt since then.
Have I done brakes since? Yes, I have.
Yeah, but have you done them the right way?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So you make mistakes and you learn from those mistakes and you don't do them again.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
that's right. I just got lucky to learn it that way instead of coming up to the T-junction and then like going straight through it or something.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was just like evasive maneuver or, well, not evasive, just avoidance. Just
It's kind of a good thing that you overtook the learner because your brakes could have failed behind the learner, and as the learner's slowing down, you're just going straight into the back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That would have been bad.
So you're saying I made the right choice of aggressive driving?
I think it worked out for you. I don't know if it was the right choice, but I think it worked out for you.
Oh, shit.
Mate, so that was our tough dog tip.
Yeah, look, doing mods yourself, totally agree. Wherever it's going to be suspension, you know, like it's a good point to bring up because if something does fail, you do know how it went back in. And even if you can't remember, hopefully your muscle memory will kick in. You know?
Yeah.
It's a bit like trying to remember your PIN number when you always just put it in.
Yep.
When you try, at least when I try and remember it, it's like, stop thinking about it because
Yeah,
I can
you
just do
need the
it.
keypad there so you can be like, do.
That's right. Yeah, it's usually when the keypads are reversed or whatever for some stupid reason.
Yeah. Or you're entering it on a computer and you're like, oh my God, that's not the same.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's okay. But when you got, 1, 2, 3, when it's the other way around or whatever.
Oh, yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3 on the bottom and then set on the top.
Yeah. Anyway, but I totally reckon with like roof racks, because you usually
So 1, 2,
load them
3 on
up.
top.
And, it's an easy thing to install on your car. But the thing is, you've done it with your tools. You know exactly the spanner you need. Hopefully you remember that. It just makes it a quicker process too. And you'd be able to identify, maybe it's the bolt that's over on the other side that you may not have known about if you hadn't put it on.
Yeah, I like that. You mentioned roof racks, and I was doing a bit of research today, just looking at like specs of cars, like the new ones that are coming out. And for our On the Radar thing, I was doing a bit of background checking on what we've got there. But it led me to find that you can find a lot of things on the car, the vehicle specs sheet. So you've got like approach angle, departure angle, ramp over angle. You've got the height of the car, the width of the car. You've got all these like engine displacement, like transmission. Where is the roof load rating?
Yep.
Why is that not legally required to be on the spec sheet?
I think there's two reasons. One is the newer cars these days, their roof loading is so limited, they don't want it to compromise the car they're trying to sell you. That's the dirty tactic that I'm thinking of. The other one is they just don't want to be liable maybe, but there are specs there, but you have to search deep. Like, for example, I mean, I've done a video just on this. I've got a video at the end credits. It says all the different cars and what the roof rating is because it's so hard to find out. A lot of people get caught out, because there's some roof racks that deduct when you're off-road. You can't have all the load up there. You got to deduct 1/3 off the load. So let's say you have a roof load of 60 kilos, which isn't much, and your roof rack weighs 30 kilos, which a lot of them do. So already you now have 30 kilos left on your roof to play with. But if you go off-road, now you're going to lose another 20 kilos. Now you've got 10 kilos left. So your 30-kilo roof rack can now hold 10 kilos. To keep the warranty with that particular roof rack manufacturer. There's a few.
Right. Yeah, okay. So
I'm not going to single someone out here because there are a few that do it. And there are some that even do less than that.
Yep.
And then there are others that just say drive to conditions, which makes more sense. You've got to allow people to have that amount on there, the amount that's at least the car can take,
It's
Otherwise,
just so
what's the
hard to
point?
find out.
Well, yeah, it's like a Suzuki Jimny. It's 30 kilo load rating on that roof.
Really?
Yep. So if you have a roof rack and 4 max tracks, you're over.
If you have a roof rack,
If you have a
and
roof
4
rack,
max tracks, you're over.
Yeah.
The roof rack would be pretty close to pushing.
Well, it's a smaller car, so yeah, probably around 15, if you're lucky, 15 kilos, right? And then if you got an awning, if you got a 270 awning, well, that's probably about 26 kilos, Some are heavier. You know,
Yeah, okay.
cheaper material. Some will use steel because steel is stronger, but it's heavier and it's a cheaper material than strong aluminium that's done proper.
Well, all right. Well, that's enough on roof load rating, I think. Let's get into our on the radar. So
yeah, well, look, anyone who wants to know the roof rating of their car, they should, maybe put a link down below for that roof rack video.
Yeah, your video.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea to know what that is. And you might be surprised, because I'm not sure I can't remember what the Prado is, the 250. It's not that big. It's like 70, 80. It's not much, eh? The 200 series is like 150, although some say it's 200.
It's 150.
Yep. But some websites will say 200.
Really?
But it's actually 150. That's one of the cars I focused on in that one. The Ineos Grenadier is 150, but 300 if it's static.
So 300 static, 150 dynamic.
Yeah. So if you have a rooftop tent on top of it and then you want to sleep in it and you've got the missus up there too, that's fine as long as you're not driving.
Yeah, and as soon as you start driving, done.
Yeah.
So don't drive with the missus in your rooftop tent.
No, and then maybe, I don't know, like if there's dynamic movement while you're at camp in a rooftop tent, does that count as dynamic? Maybe be careful there too.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you've got a jack off canopy, you'll be all right, won't you? So you just take it off. Mate, on the radar, I don't know if you've seen this, and this got sent in by one of our listeners, but it's the Toyota FJ Cruiser.
Oh, yes.
It's making a comeback. So Toyota are allegedly bringing it back, coming back to Australia, 2026, late 2026 is the information going around at the moment. Now, I don't know if you've seen the photos of this, but
I've seen the photos a while ago, but I've seen the new ones.
it looks like a 250 Prado.
As we're talking about this, it literally, something else got leaked 6 hours ago. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was the same thing that you sent me a message about, but
It might not be. What got leaked 6 hours ago?
I saw a sketch catalog of it, and I know it's not AI because every single picture of that car was
The exact same.
the identical car, but it was doing different things. And I know for a fact that with AI, it can't do that. It cannot do that.
Right.
Something will be out, and
You can pick it up.
I can pick it up.
Right. So and this is to do with the FJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you got some photos that got released today. What do you think of the look of it?
I think it's cool. I think it looks better than a 250 Prado because it kind of looks like a 250 Prado, but it's shorter.
It's a baby 250 Prado.
Yeah, it's like a Corolla Cross, took some steroids, had a bit of fun with a RAV4, and then they had a child. Hang on.
It does have a bit of that look about it. It does have a bit of that look about it. And this is the car that's meant to be, it's not competing with a 250 Prado by any means.
No.
This is a car that's it's kind of in the same line as a RAV4 and a Corolla X.
I think it's a replacement to the RAV4, to be honest, because the RAV4 went from a full drive to basically being a all-wheel drive. So there is no compact 4x4 from Toyota until this FJ comes out. So I would dare say that this FJ would be petrol only.
Yeah,
so there are some rumours.
So what I can see
that there is a diesel.
Yeah, what I can see on the FJ is that it's going to be coming in a 2.7 litre petrol engine. Potentially, they're going to offer a 2.8 litre turbo diesel engine in like a later date, or
they won't.
Not sure when. And it'll be a 6-speed automatic. So the petrol is alleged to have 118 kilowatts of power, 246 newton meters of torque, and the diesel will have 110 kilowatts of power and 400 newton meters of torque. So it's not.
So it's a D.
Yeah. I think it's sitting on the same chassis as the Hilux.
Yeah, as one of the testing Hiluxes. Or something.
Yeah, which is interesting. But it sits.
Yeah. So it's on a ladder frame, shorter ladder frame.
Shorter ladder frame, yeah, which is the same as what the Hilux sits on. So the length for 4,400 millimeters, width 1800, wheelbase 2500, and that puts it a little bit shorter than the Tank 300, which will be kind of what it's competing with.
Nah.
You don't reckon?
No.
You don't think it's going to compete with the Tank 300? What, you think it's going to be better than the Tank?
Yeah. I think so.
Just because it's Toyota and like they have that reliability badge on them?
Well, because here's the thing. I know that they have registered the name Land Cruiser for that car.
For the FJ?
They've registered Land Cruiser FJ. So that would tell me it's going to be an expensive FJ, and they will be putting a bit more, I don't know, more of the Land Cruiser-ish driveline, things like that in it. And from what I've seen, which this could be completely... I saw it in this catalogue thing.
Well, it's still a fair way out. So like everything people are talking about is still just alleged stuff.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. But what I saw in the catalogue was in a sketched out catalogue, mind you, okay? So take this with a big grain of salt and some pepper. It did have sway bar disconnect and it had the rear diff locker. So it kind of looks similar to the Prado layout 250 in the altitude, but just slightly different.
Yep.
So if it, this could be pretty cool. Like a little machine, little cool machine. But the thing is, if they do bring out a diesel, that car, the size of it, the fuel tank's going to be rather small, right? So the petrol tank would be larger, I would assume, than the diesel tank because they got to fit AdBlue somewhere. Because by that stage, it'll be Euro 7.
Yeah. So do you think they're going to put more 48 volt technology into these cars that are coming out? Like, do you think the Cruiser is going to have a 48 volt?
Apparently, Vietnam might get an electric one.
Really?
Yeah, but this could be complete.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be interesting considering Toyota they've only done one electric car, full electric.
Yeah, but I think it said the electric range of the car. So I didn't quite understand it.
Could be a hybrid.
Yeah, and I could have completely messed up. So let's just scrap that one out there because I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
It could be mixed up with something else, but
we'll scrap that. I don't know. Hybrid seems more likely than electric, but I don't think they're going to do a hybrid on this either.
I don't think they'll do the 48 volt thing.
No,
I don't think so. If they did, I would hope that all this testing they're doing here, because it has to just be testing, because we spoke about this.
Yeah, we did.
A number of weeks ago, and unless they're going to upgrade that system so it is actually a bigger capacity battery, it can actually give it a bit more kick, there's no point. And with the specs that you were talking about, I know it's all rumours at the moment or not speculation, a lot of it. You just don't know. Although a lot of 250 was correct, but we won't know until we
until it's official. But like, I mean,
so
you can kind of look at this.
Yeah, I'd say if they do a spec'd up version, like a GR version, that would also be a petrol. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've just been looking at the Tank. So the Tank is like a popular Chinese car, GWM. Like it seems pretty reliable from how long it's been out and all that kind of stuff.
How long has it been out for?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's been out for a few years.
Yeah, I don't know. Like any new car these days, I don't think they're built to last anymore.
Came out in 2023, so a few years. It's been out for a couple of years now. Which isn't like, obviously it's not great, but like if you're someone who is in that price bracket, the Tank is about 45 grand.
Yeah.
The FJ Cruiser has to kind of fit within that price bracket. Like it's got to be less than the 250.
No, I reckon it'll be about 60 to 70 grand.
60 to 70?
Yeah, I reckon.
I was thinking it was going to be like 55.
Nah. Maybe like an entry version? Don't even think that.
No.
Nah.
And that's purely because they've got the Land Cruiser badge on it.
Well, it's part of it, yeah. I mean, the other FJ Cruisers, when they came out, they weren't cheap either,
Yeah.
You're paying like Hilux prices. SR5 Hilux prices you're paying.
Yeah.
And it was only that one version of it.
Yeah, I mean, everything is getting more expensive. And you got the Toyota tax on top of all of that. So
yeah, but that tax you get back when you sell the car anyway. You know what I mean?
Most of the time.
Yeah, You pretty much do. What you don't get back is your modification tax.
No, you don't get the mod tax back at all.
But one thing,
I mean, when I look at these stats, right, so the tank has got a 2-litre turbo petrol. It gives you more power, gives you more torque than the alleged stats of the FJ Cruiser.
What's the engine size comparison?
2-litre to 2.7 litre.
Yeah. Okay. So you are pushing that 2-litre or 2.2? Is it 2.2?
2-litre.
2-litre. So you're pushing
The
more
turbo
power
petrol's
out of
2-litre.
You're pushing more power out of a 2-litre than you are out of a 2.7. Which means,
Yeah, so you're thinking reliability in the future. It's
which it just means that the lifespan of that car just won't be as long. If you know what I mean. It's a bit like so fridges that are manufactured, they are manufactured to 7 years. So even that fancy fridge we got at home, the Smeg fridge, that is manufactured with parts that last 7 years. So parts that last 7 years, if they fail at 8, it does 7. Let's put this in. So if the average fails after 7, it goes in that fridge. They don't make shit to last anymore. So if you're looking at other manufacturers, I would say that those cars are not made to last, if you know what I mean. Let's talk about a Tesla real quick, right?
Mm.
If you buy a Tesla, the battery span of the lifespan of your battery, it decreases by 2 to 3% every single year, right? And that's if you use it properly. If you're not doing the right charging procedure and you're draining it, because you're driving it to your everyday life, convenience is not always there to charge at the appropriate time, and with the you do what you do because you need to get from A to B. So those cars, they're going to have less and less and less power, and then after 5 years, that battery is now lost maybe 20%, maybe more. What happens when the battery's fucked? You have to replace it.
Mm.
But that costs so much that that car's going to end up on the shit pile. It's going to end up at the scrapyard. So any electric car, they don't get recycled. They just get chucked out.
Yeah. Okay.
You can't really sell it. Would you buy a 5-year-old Tesla?
No.
Or any electric car?
Wouldn't buy a Tesla full stop. But yeah, I wouldn't buy any electric car.
Yeah. So, even like a hybrid would kind of lose its charge over time, but at least you still got the petrol engine to run the car. So it just, yeah. So my point is things aren't made to last. We're in a throwaway society. There are only some things that, have a certain name because they build it to a certain level because they want it to last.
Yeah. So you're saying Toyota has that
Well,
a higher bar than what GWM's going to have.
Yeah.
GWM's making things that probably won't last as long as something like a Toyota because they've got that name, that brand, that quality.
Not just that, because the price they're selling it at.
It has to last.
It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense for GWM to make cars that last 15 years. No one's going to keep them for 15 years. It's a waste of money. And that's just the way they build shit. And it would be the same with a lot of other manufacturers. And not just because it's from China. I mean, heaps of good shit comes from China. DJI drones and stuff like that. That stuff's amazing. But what I'm saying is just as a general thought process, everything is 7 years.
Okay.
Some things less.
Yeah, cool. Okay. I don't mind that. So where would you see the FJ Cruiser kind of fitting in then? If it's not competing with the tank, where do you think it's going to sit in, or is it just going to be in its own category?
I think it's going to be in its own category because what else? It doesn't really have anything else. If you're looking at like a little crossover, little full drive, like a mini full drive, because let's face it, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah. So you're thinking like it's just a replacement for like the RAV4.
Yeah, I mean, it might compete with the Jimny. That's probably the closest thing I can think of.
The 4-door Jimny.
The 5-door Jimny.
5-door Jimny. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the closest thing I can think of. I can't really think of any other car I mean, I'm sure there's one out there, but I don't think there's anything else really in that category. And the thing is, I've really wanted to test drive something in that category, something small, because I reckon that'd be a heck of a lot of fun. But it's not a car you would travel through the outback in. I mean, it's not like a first choice car you would choose because it's so small.
Yeah, okay. So you think about the old FJ.
Even the old FJ, I wouldn't categorise that as much as I know Jono listens. So as much as Jono can prove me wrong on this because he has travelled the outback in this FJ, but most people wouldn't because it's such a small car. Although very capable car, but the fuel range, that was probably the only thing that sucked on that car.
Yeah, the fuel range.
But yeah, I mean, I've always liked the FJs. A heck of a lot of fun to drive. I've only driven one that was stock. Don't think I drove Jono's, no. So I reckon I think this other one's shorter even, So I reckon it'd be a lot of fun to drive.
Yeah.
It'd just be a cool get around, go to the beach kind of car, Yeah. But it's a really short car, so it's not like a car you could I don't think you could put a 270 awning on it. You'd be like a 180 awning chilling at the beach.
Yeah, 90 awning, something like that maybe.
Yeah. And something you wouldn't load too much on, a 90 awning, straight out.
All right, well, I think that's enough of the FJ Cruiser there, unless you got some more things you want to...
I'm pretty sure that's all I know about. I mean, a lot of the other stuff is just speculation, so...
Yeah, I mean, the leak's allegedly pretty new. It's meant to have a full-time four-wheel drive system as well.
Yes, well, that's...
in it, which is cool.
Yeah, that's...
and...
with a centre locking diff.
Yeah.
And with because they registered a Land Cruiser, one would hope that it's because they're actually going to call it the Land Cruiser FJ.
Yeah, so you think it's actually going to be... this FJ is going to be the Toyota FJ Land Cruiser, and it's going to be badged as the Land Cruiser?
Land Cruiser FJ.
Land Cruiser FJ. So it's going to be the Toyota Land Cruiser FJ.
Built like the Prado, right?
Yep.
I reckon it's going to have the same running gear as the Prado. Yep. Except for engine. It won't have the same engine.
No, it won't have the same engine. No. It's I did hear as well, apparently it's meant to get the 2.8 litre hybrid engine in the future.
No.
But, yeah.
No.
No?
I don't think it will.
Why is that?
I think it's too small.
The engine's too small?
I reckon
the car's too small?
Engine bay's too small.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening. I think they're going to do because if you look at the other FJ, had they done diesel in Australia, it would have sold way more. You would have seen heaps more out in the outback.
Yeah, it's the petrol that just...
Yeah, but that engine was really thirsty too. Because I used to have that same engine in my Hilux, N70 Hilux, but not as efficient or as powerful as the one in the FJ, but it was thirsty.
Well, all the Y62s are all petrol, the Patrols.
And they're thirsty.
And they're thirsty, but they are very popular.
And they're very big.
Yeah, they're very big. They're big cars, but they're still a very, very popular car. I see them around all the time.
Well, they're a nice car.
Yeah, they are a nice car.
But it wouldn't be my first choice for towing.
No.
Because you would use so much fuel. But in saying that, a spec'd out 200 series would also use a lot of fuel, but not as much,
Yeah. Well, yeah, actually, I just thought that. The Y62 is popular because it's so big. It's a big car. You can fit everything in it. It's a family big car, whereas the petrol FJ is not a big family car.
And if you want to go traveling in the Y62 and you have a full family, even if you just got two kids and haven't filled the whole back seat, there is not a lot of room behind that back seat because the interior is so freaking nice. It's like, I refer to it as like limo-like, but there's no fucking space in the back. Now, some people have been very, very efficient and clever with using the space in the back, like one of the earlier modifieds when the Y62 came out. It was a very clever layout. I don't know how he did it. They had one kid and they managed to bring everything they needed. Yeah, they actually did really well out of it.
That surprises me because they're big cars.
Yeah, but it's not much room in the inside. I mean, in
Just
terms of
the
cargo.
Interior,
Yeah, there's a lot more room in other cars, but then there's less room in the seats.
Yeah. Yep. Just look at the 76 series.
Yeah, but even a 76 series, that has actually, that's got a lot of space in the back, but the passengers don't have as much space.
No, that's what I mean. Like, there's a lot of space in the back, but you've got no, like, you can't, I can't sit in the back seat with 3 other people.
No, but
2 other people, sorry.
Yeah, but if you drive a 79, you'll be like, oh, there's actually a lot of space in the 76.
Oh, yeah, you stretch your legs into 76, won't you?
Yeah, hell yeah. And it's like the Ineos Grenadier Quartermaster. It's like a bee's dick more room than a 79. It's probably like, I don't know, 20 mil more room.
That's a lot.
Well, it is a lot when you're already squeezed in. And I have had 2 adults in the back. So yeah, it
200
can work.
series has got a good amount of room in the back.
Yeah, 200. I think you can even move the back seats though.
Yeah, you can.
The 150 Prado has a decent amount of room,
100 series, I remember having a good amount of room.
Yeah, but
for a family.
The bloody Hilux. The Hilux actually has quite a bit of room in the back, considering it's a dual cab.
Really?
Because usually it's a dual cab. There's that cut off there. You can't pull the seat any further back. Well, the seat is fixed anyway, but there's more leg room than a 79.
Yeah, Mitch last week from Wandering Oz did not like the Hilux. He got the new, I think it was a 2-litre, the new 2-litre Hilux.
Yeah, but that 2.7.
2.7?
No? Was it? I think so. The petrol?
No, he had the diesel.
The diesel? Yeah, okay. It'd be 2.4?
2.4.
No. But that's like a workmate version.
Yeah, it was. Oh, yeah, 2.4. Sorry. 2.4 litre turbo diesel.
Yeah.
Which is obviously the less powerful one. Like, it's not the 2.8 litre.
No, that's just your fleet car,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was very unhappy with it.
Yeah, I'll be too.
Yeah. Gutless, he said. Anyway, mate, moving on. Let's talk about more gutless things. Let's talk about the Quartermaster.
Well,
joking. Obviously, the Quartermaster's not gutless. That was a
funny you should say.
Segue.
Funny you should say. Funny you should say that, because I thought it would be gutless with all that weight in the back. Because when you unwrap what's happened, there is an extra. It's supposed to be an extra 160 litres of fuel in the back, but the most I've gotten in that tank is 140 litres.
So it's a 170 litre tank?
It's 160 or
160 litre tank?
Maybe 150, 160. I can't remember.
And the most you can get in it is 140?
Most I could get in is 140.
How does that work?
I don't know, but I haven't parked on an angle. There's 2 tanks, so maybe it just takes a bit of time to get to the other. I don't know.
Oh, you got to wait a bit. Like, it's all sloshing around.
Yeah, but I just kept trying. Kept trying. I know when Hunter Mechanical put it in, they said, oh, yeah, we got 135 in it. And I was like, oh, okay. But it didn't quite click then. I was like, okay, it would have been cool if you filled it up just to see,
Maybe you've only got a 140 litre tank?
No, because they only do.
Oh, 150.
Yeah. So I've just got to suss out. Maybe there's an airlock or something. I don't know. I've just got to suss it out. 10
litres is a decent amount to have missing. Usually you can get pretty close to it.
It is, but I mean, maybe they had put some fuel in it to see if it. I don't know. The thing is, I didn't install it, so I don't know. From the job that's been done, it's an amazing job that they're very neat, very, very neat. Picking up on other people's electrical work with the Tow Pro, pointing out things, that made me feel good about their work, because I know that they actually give a shit and they want it done properly.
Yep.
So that was something I was, to suss people out like that, usually you'll just hand the car and then just ask certain questions to see what I'm getting back. But I didn't even have to do that because I was getting the information I wanted. So it just makes me confident with all the other installations, like the suspension and all that. So with that fuel tank, I'll have to just try. I might just try and fill it up again. I haven't drained anything out. I've driven quite a bit with it now. Now, the dumb thing to do, though, is to drive around with your extended range tanks filled up. So if I was going to do a tip, which you already have, it's like, just because you have an extended auxiliary tank doesn't mean you need to fill it up. You use it when you go away, not when you are just driving around.
Yep.
Because your tight ass Tuesday where you fill up for cheaper, which I think it still is, right? Tight Ass Tuesday. That's when the Bowser's always
Yeah.
chockers. The money you're saving there, you're going to spend anyway at the beginning of your driving because you've just added all this weight to your car. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I never fill up. Like I've got a 160, I don't ever fill it up to 160. Like consistently, it'll just go to 60 or 70.
Yeah.
Depending on what's going on.
Yeah.
But fuck me, fuel's expensive. Mate, 60-litre tanks cost me like 150, 160. It's outrageous.
Well, it cost me $400 to fill up the other day.
Oh, mate, okay. All right. Got me there, mate. Got me there.
Mate, you wait till we...
Now it's on me.
The most expensive fuel I've ever had has been Ilkirka. So if we end up on that Ambedell around that vicinity and we need to fill up there, you wait, mate. You wait. It was $3.30 back then.
But fuel shouldn't be this expensive.
Well, it's just the way it works, mate. But let me get back to the...
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, go on.
So the reason why I'm driving around with all that weight in it, I wanted to see how the suspension would handle with all the extra weight. So we headed out. We threw all the camera gear in the back seats, more than what we needed. I threw heaps of stuff inside, some stuff that we needed, some we didn't need, just to get a bit of weight in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then fill the tanks up. And I was quite surprised how it handled. I did have to put 40 PSI in the airbags.
That's the first time you've used the airbags?
Yes. Yep. And I did a test run without filling the airbags up first, without the fuel as well. It was just a Canopy as it is with the fridge and all the other stuff that comes with it. It did well. And I was like, okay, well, now let's put an extra pretty much 250 kilos and then fill the back seats. I had the kids in the car, had the wife in the front, and we went to Cervantes, catch up with family. And the car, I drove 150 k's there, 150 k's back. It drove freaking amazing.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. So those corners where it had the speed, like it's 110 zone, it comes up, it says 80. Doing that recommended speed usually feels, in a 70. Oh, I've got this, You can sometimes see it a little bit over that and you kind of still have it. You know what I mean? Like comfortable is what I'm saying. I'm not talking about reckless driving here.
Yep.
I could do the same thing with that car with all the weight on it. And I couldn't really do that with the 79 when it was in its heavy stage and feel that comfortable. So it's freaking amazing. And I've been keeping an eye on that suspension. So it's the Alpha 2.5 electric suspension. So I'm noticing it when I'm turning. So I'm crossing, dual carriageway. I'm in the middle, waiting for all the trucks. There's a gap. Boom, foot goes down, touching back on that gutless thing. I know it was a joke, but just touching back on it. You think it'll be gutless, it goes. Once it gets that half rotation of the wheel, it's gone.
I'm not surprised by that at all. Just off the BMW engine. I thought it would actually just be really good.
Because it's detuned. It's a detuned engine.
Yeah. I just remember driving the
other one.
Yeah, the Quartermaster. Oh, no. Grenadier.
Yeah,
and I was like,
the wagon.
Wow, there's actually got a bit of power to it. Like you put your foot down and it goes.
Yeah, but it's got that half rotation first.
It does.
So
it's got like a little bit and then bang, and then you're off.
Yeah.
So, I'm not surprised the Quartermaster's not gutless at all.
Yeah. So additional to that, so as I'm giving it shit to go through the gap to get on the other side safely, and I'm turning, you would normally have the car do this, lean.
Yeah, leans.
It doesn't. It just, of course it leans a tiny bit, but then it corrects. Or it's slow, but it's softened. It's like not softened, it's slowed down, which means you get your control. And what I've noticed off road, which is really difficult to see with your own eyes, like I've spent hours, honestly. I spent hours last week. I spent hours just the other day reviewing the footage to see if I can see what I'm feeling in the car. And there's only certain ways I can show it, and that is by exaggerating like drop-offs and stuff to really see it, because I can see it, but to someone who doesn't know what they're looking at, you can't see it, So I'm literally lining up. So this is when this wheel drops down, when I've got this G-force, because that's what catches the car. And then I've got another point lined up where, okay, this is when that same wheel hits the ground, when it's not activated, and you can see it moves more. But inside the car, it's like amplified. You really feel it. But the other thing I noticed, so what it does, right, it manipulates the shocks as you're going around, so it senses the G-force and then adjusts. But with all that weight on it, it still manages to do it. But also notice when driving up like sand, you know, where you get those holes like this?
Yep.
It seems to stay on the ground more, because what it's doing is once the tyres kind of doesn't have contact, it pushes it down.
Oh, so it just drops it lower?
Yeah. Well, it just applies that more pressure.
How does it do that?
Well, by stiffening it up. So
Right.
by stiffening this side up, it will then push that side down.
Yeah, okay.
And so stiffen, loosen. And then it just does this to 0.3 of a second. So it obviously needs to sense it before it can react, but it reacts really quick. So I found
enough where you don't notice it.
What's that?
Enough where you don't notice that like anything's actually going wrong. Like it's not doing its job.
Yeah, pretty much. It's faster than what you can. I mean, you notice when it's doing it, but in that situation, I had to review the footage to you know, so I could confirm what I was feeling in the car. It's like I'm getting more traction, so that's why I'm able to hold this speed better, and I'm not all over the place because it's holding traction. Where the other one, you got a wheel losing. Yeah, it doesn't have much weight on the ground, so now it's spitting sand, and then you're relying on the traction control system inside the Grenadier rather than, you know, just having that. So I reckon that's pretty cool. So it would actually make lockers slightly less required in those particular situations. I haven't done any slow rock crawling driving because I don't really want to do that with all that weight on the back. So that'll happen later when we go down in canopy size and whatnot.
Wow. So this is like some kind of... how do you go around roundabouts? I know it's not a full driving thing, but like...
yeah.
In the 70, you can really feel the lean and the turn, especially when you do those tight turns in a roundabout specifically. But like, how do you find that? A lot of lean.
Next time we have time, I want you to drive the car around a roundabout, and you'll be like, "What the fuck is going on?" So that's the only bad thing I will say is I haven't jumped in another car since, right? I fear that I'll come up to this roundabout and be like, what the fuck's going on?
All over the place. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's actually just...
It actually makes the car drive different. You know, suspension always improves the car if you got the right thing and all that. And yes, you can adjust it, you can make it better, but what you can't do is like every day today. You know, people either get suspension for the road or they get it for off-road. And a lot of people go for the off-road bit. Look, like I said, you can adjust, but you got to get underneath the car. But with this electric adjustment, that's different. Cool. I'm sure there's others that do this as well, but to have this additional, it just changes the daily drive completely.
So how do you find, obviously you've had the suspension on without the canopy, and now you've had the suspension on with the full canopy. How do you find the difference there?
So without the canopy, it's like a race car. It'll actually slide out before it will pivot.
Okay.
So you will lose traction with the tyres and the traction control kicks in before it will lean, you know, because it's sensing that hard G-force. So that's the cool thing with it. With the added weight that's on it, yes, I have to drive to conditions, obviously. There's a lot more mass I'm driving with, so it's a lot more dangerous. I even think even with a big canopy, you should probably have a light truck license, in my opinion. But lucky I'm not in charge here, because people will be pissed off about that. So I think with a heavy vehicle like that, like I still like, wow, why is it driving like this? You know.
So you're saying that with the canopy on, obviously it's a very heavy vehicle with the full canopy on.
Yep.
You're saying it drives more, and the fuel. You're saying it drives not like a heavy vehicle that you've driven before, like a 79 series with a full canopy. You're saying it drives something more like a quarter canopy, half canopy? type setup, like something with less weight on it?
That's hard to. No, I wouldn't say that, because you can feel the weight. You can definitely feel the weight, but you don't feel it like you should be feeling it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You don't feel that, oh yeah, I'm pushing it here, you know?
Yep.
I haven't got to that point, and it's not something I want to get to the point of, because I can drive faster around corners than I would possibly be able to without this shock live adjustment. And therefore I'm not going to do that, you know? I've tried to push it a little bit off road, but I'm still like, yeah, physics, weight up high, you know, eventually it would just go plonk, you know. I don't know where that point is, and I don't want to find out.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're
and
basically.
I should never need to find out.
No, never. So
Yeah.
you're just saying that the point that it'll go plonk is just a little bit further out of reach with this suspension.
Well,
or it feels further out of reach.
Yeah, yeah. The point where it will go plonk would be like complete stupidity, send it, trash the car.
Okay.
Or you know, swerve to avoid an oncoming truck or something, you know, and then, you know, I've had to do what I had to do or something. That's you know, but I think it gives you more of a chance. Let's say if some kid rides his scooter across the road, like, which happens quite often actually.
Yeah, too often.
Yeah, it's shit.
Especially those electric scooters.
Well, I've nearly hit two. I've just been, you know, paying attention, right?
Yeah.
So hard on the brakes. So being able to, you know, knowing the fact that I would be able to have much more of a chance to avoid, you know, someone jumping out in front of you, is pretty handy. I still wouldn't swerve for a kangaroo though, because, you know, if it's on gravel, whatever, you flip the car.
Yeah. Yeah. So suspension doesn't really change that.
No, you just hit the brakes as hard as you can. Hopefully ABS
and what happens
does the rest for you.
Yeah. So what is that your favorite bit about the suspension there? Just the kind of the sensors and making one side.
I think it's a whole thing, because you can adjust it from the inside of the car. I used to be, I don't want adjustable suspension, because you get under, you adjust it, and then you forget where it was, and then
not
now
long
the car,
ago we were putting suspension on Duggo's car, and you were like, no, don't want it, don't want adjustable.
Leave it where it is. Yeah,
that wasn't long ago.
Yeah,
and now you've changed.
Well, because it's inside the car.
Yeah,
because I can see what number it's on, and I can actually test it live, so I can see the difference. So mine's now dialed into setting 2 on the back, because the lower the number, the stiffer it is, and setting 5 on the front.
Right. So stiff on the back, loose on the front.
Slightly looser on the front, but you don't want to go too loose on the front, because the front does help the back as well. So if the front is too loose, it'll, you know, because it's also good in this way. So when I stop at a set of lights, it's like, it's not like,
fully
and then
forward.
you feel that little bit in the back still, you know.
So is this the car that you'll be taking on the trip with us, or are you going to be doing a different car? Or you're still undecided? So it's this one?
No, yeah, that'll definitely be the car, because it was meant to be a Prado, but because I didn't, just the way everything worked out, I didn't get to use the Quartermaster to drive to Sydney and then do the big Byron Bay to Steep Point. Mm-hmm. So then I flipped it around. Now it's going to do, you know, pardon me.
No, that's right.
The trip with us.
Great. So what kind of, are you worried about anything on the trip with your car? Is there anything that like you're concerned about, or is there anything that you actually want to, is there something on the trip that you're looking to go, hey, this is, I want to test this on this trip, and if it does well on this, that's going to be like, that's a really good tick, and if it doesn't do well, that's a cross on this.
Yeah, well, I want to test the whole shebang really. I want to test the Canopy on some harsh corrugations, because we'll be facing some real shit corrugations for a couple of 100 Ks out there.
Looking forward to it. I am terrified.
And I'd like to figure out what setting on the suspension is best for that too. Now, one thing I will need to do is upgrade to 35s, because, and this isn't just because it looks out of proportion, because it does. This is mainly because I got bogged the other day. I didn't have max tracks with me. I didn't have my winch recovery gear because I wasn't even meant to go on the sand, but we just wanted a nice photo for a thumbnail because it kind of reflects what we did today, and we couldn't get it with the lighting where we were on the sand where, you know, I can just go back down if I get bogged.
Yep.
So yes, here I am, 40 PSI club, but I'm just out in the pines, you know, just doing this. And then as soon as I drove up this other bit, I was like, yeah, this is pretty boggy, so I've got to be careful here. So I went, and then I put both lockers on because I wanted a bit of sand flick. And then I'm coming down this hill, and then I'm trying to turn so I can get some sand flick. And then I'm realizing, oh, this is really, really, really soft. And it was quite hot. And I went down like a bag of shit, but I stopped before it got too bad. And then I was digging for about probably half an hour.
Oh, boy.
It wasn't too bad.
Half an hour is not too bad.
Yeah, half an hour wasn't too bad. Like it was, I dug probably more than I needed to, but in a situation like that, I know what can happen if you haven't done enough. And I put the tyres down at 18 on the back, 18 on the front. And when we were parked and I was airing up, all that weight on the back, because it's a 17-inch wheel and it's only a 33, I had about that much sidewall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
You had nothing.
And on the front, I had about that much. So with a 35, I'll have that much on the front and that much on the back, you know. And that's going to make a huge difference.
Yeah, okay. So you had like, on a 33, you had like a 2-inch sidewall on the back and maybe a 4-inch on the front.
Yeah,
and with 35s, you're going to go up to a 4-inch on the back and a 5-6-inch on the front.
Well, yeah.
Something like that?
Sidewall. Well, it just means I can go down to 18 PSI again, and then, but even better, I can go down to 12 PSI and probably be at around 18 PSI with 33, which means that when I do get bogged badly on a beach with that much weight, it's easier the lower the tyre is. But but the thing is, I could still do it and get out of the bog. But the thing is, I would need to air up at some point because I can't drive too fast with that amount of weight and the tyres so squished.
Yep. And you're going to go a Maxxis mud terrain type 35 tyre.
I will go a mud tyre, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Great. I mean, that's a good result, at least. I mean, you know that the 33s don't work. You've at least tested them, and you know that like when you put it down, you know that it's just not.
They'll work, but
be the one
it's
for
just
you.
Better to go. And I was always intending on putting a bigger tyre on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it'd be good to see how it goes on 35s.
How I don't want to go too long here, but how are you finding the Quartermaster with the upgrades, the suspension, less the Canopy, but how are you finding the Quartermaster compared to your 79? I know it was a long time ago since you've had the 79, but you've got two iconic utes here. The 79 series Land Cruiser, which is just one of the all-time iconic utes, and you had the V8 version. Some would say you probably had the most iconic Land Cruiser, 79. And now you've got the Quartermaster, which seems to be the next big thing in four-wheel driving. How are you kind of finding that when you compare it to the 79?
So far, love it. I think maybe ask me this question after this big desert trip. I think that's probably the best time to ask me. Because what I haven't done yet is I haven't done a proper trip in it yet. I have not even camped next to that car yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you and Duggo both, mate.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think Duggo has camped, hasn't
Duggo's done one overnighter.
Yeah, he has too. Yeah, so he's got one up on me.
He's got one up on you, mate. And he's going to still have one up on you at the end of the trip because he's going to be going on the same trip with you.
Yeah, depending on how far I'll have to drive after.
Yeah, you do have to come back.
Yes, I do. But I do tend to try and do things in shorter stints.
So let's say for now, so far, you haven't camped in it, you haven't done anything. How do you find like just kind of casually driving around? Well, not a lot of full driving, but like that kind of stuff.
What I can say is this is just something I just realised because you're asking the question. When I had a lot of weight in the 79, I would often go for the Mrs. I-30 if I wanted to just go down to the shop or whatever, or her X-Trail, which then became the car later, or my N80 Hilux, or any other car that I had at the same time as the 79 when it had a lot of weight on it. Because it was the same thing with the big Troopy. a heavy car's pain in the ass, because it takes off slower, you're using more fuel, you're wearing the car out more. And I'm not saying that this isn't happening to the Grenadier either, but it doesn't feel the same as a big heavy car that's rocking and rolling. If it did that, I wouldn't be driving it as much as I am now. And I haven't driven any other car. The 76 is still sitting in the garage. I had to charge the battery because I couldn't start it the other day because I was going to swap over. And the Prado, that's over at Trav's at PDP at the moment. So that I need to get that back as well. I've got a roof rack to put on it, which is half built in the garage. So there's a lot going on. But yeah, those cars, I'm driving the Grenadier at the moment. And part of the reason is also because when I'm driving it, I'm consciously thinking of the Canopy behind me because I'm going through a bit of a, where do I put shit? Because I've got this drawer here, but I don't want to do I put food cooking here or do I put tools here? At the moment, it's mixed. And digging the car out the other day, I put the shovel back in where the cooker is. And I'm like, I've got to figure this out. So you may see me halfway through the desert trip completely unloading my car and reloading it.
Honestly,
you
mate,
just don't know.
you may see me doing the same thing. Because I'm not sure what's going on with mine. All right, well, I think that's a good spot to leave the Ineos chat there. Quartermaster sounds like you're having a lot of fun in it and really enjoying the car.
Oh, I still got to put a bloody radio in it. I don't know where to put the two-way radio. Can any of our Grenadier listeners talk us through that?
Yeah. Tell Ronny where he needs to put the radio. A little two-way.
Because I haven't.
Are you going handheld or are you antenna going in?
Yeah. So, I spoke to Tony from GME.
Yeah.
And I asked for a unit. So I've got the unit and he's like, well, what aerial do you want? I said, don't know yet. I want to work out where I'm going to put it. Because the thing is, I don't like having it on a bull bar because I like the clean look on the front and I don't want this frigging thing sitting there and all I'll see at night is a lightsaber.
That is great. I like that a lot. I really love having the antennas on the front of the car.
With your high beams flashing on it for 8 hours straight?
I love it, mate.
Really?
Genuinely. Because I think it just reminds me of being a kid. When I was a kid, driving around camping and doing all that, like touring and stuff, like Dad had a 100 series. And on the front of the 100 series were two antennas, right? You got the UHF antenna and then the radio antenna for like ABC and all that kind of stuff, right? So you had these two antennas. And that is just iconic to me now. So now all my cars, mate, antennas on the front.
Okay.
Bull bar. I just like the look of it. It's a personal nostalgia thing for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Okay. That's fair enough. I don't have that about. Yeah, I don't have that same view or fond memory.
Yeah.
That would, maybe that will get them back on the front. But I'll snap too many on the front, because I use, some situations, some tracks I've been on, I've used the bull bar to push myself through. Mm-hmm. And then that's when the antennas have gone or I've hit a tree at high speed and bang,
Yep. Yeah, you and I are doing different full driving, mate.
Yeah. So
that's all right.
I want to put it on a headboard on a...
Yep. Duggo's got his up there.
Yeah. Good spot to put it because then, changing canopies and...
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's the other thing. I've had to get a single compressor as well because I don't have any compressors for any of the cars mounted because the 79 had it, so sold that one. The Troopy had it, wicked layout where that was, sold that one. And now I'm like, shit, I don't actually have a fixed compressor in any car except for now in the Canopy, but when I swap canopies, I'm not sure if there's a compressor in the half canopy. And if I don't have the canopy on, then I need a portable one.
Because you have a jack-off canopy?
Yes.
That's great.
And the compressor jacks off with it.
Mate, there's something about a jack-off canopy that is just enjoyable.
So one would think, why don't you put it in the toolbox?
No.
I don't know. That's just not how they do this stuff.
So what are you gonna do with your compressor? Just really quickly, like, are you gonna mount it? Are you gonna mount one? Are you gonna get one? Are you gonna mount it, or you've got one in the full?
It's got one inside, but otherwise I'll bring the box. I've got the new single ARB brushless.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a twin one in a box that I bolted in myself. I've got one of those, but I've also got the single one in that box because it has the tank.
It sounds like you've got compressors handy, and you're not too worried.
I do, but sometimes you leave them at home.
Okay, well, let's not leave it at home this time.
No, well, it's in the canopy, right? So it's fixed in the canopy.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
when I don't have.
Yeah, when you don't have that.
Yeah.
The half canopy should have a spot to put it, or is it going to be too kind of compact?
I think the half canopy, choices have to be made, right?
Yeah.
Because I know they've got like, they've got the big 130 litre fridge. So that's going to take up one whole side. And then I don't really want to think about this yet because it's just going to do my head in.
All right, that's okay. We do not need to think about it.
It's too late.
What about in the cab somewhere?
In the cab? Well, there is space underneath the seat maybe on the Ineos. But the thing is, I want to know what the canopies have and which canopy I go with in the end, because, if it's the full canopy, then I would probably want to keep a portable one or relocate the one that's in there. But if I choose to go the half canopy, well, then I'll have to mount one maybe under the seat then. I don't know. It's so hard to see. So there are some decisions I'm not going to make yet on that until I've gone through the whole canopy project. Yep. So trial by tracks.
Mate, trial by tracks. I like it. All right, well, let's wrap this one up there.
I might use
trial
that.
by tracks is good, mate.
Trial by tracks. The Norworld Experience by Ronny Dahl.
Mate.
That just roll off the tongue.
Mate, let's just write that down. Write that down somewhere, mate, before you forget it.
Well, you've got to record it now.
Yeah, that's true. It is on a podcast. One thing we forgot on this copyright. I've copyrighted it. It's done. Too late. One thing we need to do is a Takeo timeout, mate, for our good friends at Autoline.
Oh yeah.
Putting the canopy on, doing the suspension with your Quartermaster. You're thinking about going down to a half canopy. Has any of that kind of given you a timeout? Any of that you've kind of had to take a step back and just look at things and go, oh, okay, let's just. Well, this is getting serious.
What's given me a timeout is catching myself thinking about putting stuff in the canopy like tripods and things that are not relatable to people, because it might be relatable to you, but to someone else who might be a workshop mechanic during the day and he goes out full driving, he's not going to need a tripod, right? So to relate to people, that's where the timeout has come in. It's like, hang on a minute. It's not really about me and using this stuff to help me produce the stuff that I'm producing. That's all got to go in the back seat because the back seat simulates kids and people who are looking, who are watching, who want to know about the canopies. That's where the timeout comes in. It's like I've got to think about the viewers, right? Because the whole point of this project is to use it like most other people would use it. So not designing anything myself, not changing anything that's in there. And why should I change it when I haven't even used it yet? So, and it's been hard because I've got to use it how it is because my brain's going, oh, I'll move that here and I'll do this, I'll do that. But the thing is, you move stuff, you end up with, oh, it was actually better back where it was, or maybe it wasn't. Who knows? So it's just trying it out so that people can actually try and get the people the experience that I'm experiencing. That's the whole point of this. Take them with me through every single project and every single step of the way. So that's, I would say, is my Takeo timeout is stepping back and going, hang on, what about everyone else? What would I do? What's the situation? I've got to be in the same situation to be able to talk about the situation.
I like that. I think that's a good timeout, mate. It's good to know that you're not, I guess as a audience member, it's good to see that you're taking that journey with the canopies seriously. Like you're not doing soda streams, that kind of stuff that you've done in the past where it's like it's very Ronny Dahl custom and you've got camera gear here, you've got gear here that no one uses but videographers and people like you who are doing content. Good to see that you're doing a general punter build and you're actually giving it a good hard test.
It's a constant
but it's
checking
hard.
myself
It's
because it's
hard.
like, I want to put this
Yeah.
but I'm gonna go.
I don't know how you're going to do that.
Yeah.
That is going to be difficult because, like, mate, I think about myself and I look at my car and I go, mate, I'd love to do all this camera gear here and I want to do a charging station here and I want to do that there. And it's like, well, it would be great.
Yeah.
But, like, am I actually going to use all that stuff or is that just going to go to wasted space?
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Because I'm telling you right now, like the tripod has been in the Canopy, but for a trip we actually need to use the space for everyday stuff. It's got to go in the back seat, and it's the worst spot to put a tripod. I'm telling you, especially the one I'm using. It's so fast, carbon fiber, easy to use, but it's huge, man.
Massive.
It's bulky.
Yeah. You just pretend the tripod's a kid and it just sits in that seat and nothing goes near it because it's a kid.
Yeah. Well, it is pretty precious, mate. It was bloody expensive, that tripod. And I got a bargain too, by the way.
Yeah, apparently. That's all right, mate. Kids are pretty expensive as well, I've heard.
Yes.
All right, moving on, mate. Around the fire pit, let's get into it. We've got a couple questions to get through, thanks to our listeners. First one in from Drewby. Now, Drewby asks, how do I make my 200 series last longer? I'm talking longevity here. I want to know what kind of things I need to do for my Land Cruiser to make it last longer. What's the best thing I need to do? What are the things I need to look at to go through?
Every time you go forward driving, wash the underside of the car. Something that most people wouldn't realise, and I only just learned this recently in recent years. Those roads they have in the outback, those gravel roads, especially the ones that are frequently used at mines and other places where there's a lot of activity on them, they generally spray salt water on them.
Yep.
To compact them. It just holds the road. I don't know. It's just something that
holds the dust down.
Yeah. It just makes the road more solid or something. Yeah, I don't know why, but that salt is more concentrated than what you get at the beach.
Yeah.
So, and at the beach, everyone stresses about, I've got to wash the car, and well, you should, but it's okay to wait until you get back from a trip. I would also coat the underneath of your vehicle in, some people use lanolin or fish oil. I use inox. So that's also another good thing to do, especially if you're going away for 2 weeks. Just use a can, spray it all. Be on top of your service. If you are full drive, if you're towing, do the extra service intervals in between. Change your oil more often. And just have mechanical sympathy for your car.
Are there any mods that would be good to do that would help make the car last longer? Like you're looking at like...
Maybe a secondary fuel filter.
Yeah.
That has a water separator.
Pre-fuel filters like...
Yeah. A water separator, I would say. But yeah, it's just something to catch it. And change your filters while you're mid-trip, especially if you've been in a dust. I guess, yeah, it's just being on top of your service, just being on top of, just treat your car nice.
Is there anything like that'll not ruin the longevity of your car that will increase performance as well? So you say like a top-mounted intercooler or a front-mounted intercooler.
That one's hard to say.
Upgrading the exhaust,
because there's many different products out there. Some might, some definitely won't. I probably wouldn't be messing with that. I mean, unless you need more power for reasons. A lot of Toyotas are underpowered. 200 series, it's got more power than the 79 series because it's got that extra turbo. But if you are towing with it, a lot of people do tune with them and do a lock-up kit in the gearbox. That's probably the main thing that'll help out. Then you're running the engine less hot. I suppose if you are working it hard, yes, that's where you would upgrade an intercooler or,
so if you're like towing a lot.
Transcooler. Yeah. But yeah, definitely that. But I would also get a scan gauge actually. Something you can gauge, an OBD reader. So you can gauge how hot it's running. Because that's one thing that we found with this tow testing. The 200 series that we used for the project, it didn't have any any gauges that will tell you how hot the EGT's got, exhaust gas temperature. And when you're working that hard, they were up there. So heat is what kills engines or sucks the life out of an engine.
Yeah, so you want to keep it cool.
Yeah, you want to keep it as cool as possible if you're working it hard.
Yeah.
That's only if you're working hard. So if you're not really towing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, just...
So if you're towing like they're top mounted intercoolers 200 series, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, but you can get front mounted. You can even get...
Front mounted's better.
Yeah.
Keeps
yeah, it's... Look, I'm probably, maybe for cooling, but I prefer top mounted because there's less stuff on the front that can...
block the airflow.
That can pierce it or whatever.
Pierce it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thought.
So
I always worry about like the spotties that people put on bull bars and that kind of stuff that blocks airflow going into the front mounted. Whereas the top mounted, you've got that clear space, and you still get bits and things going through anyway.
It still alters it anyway because it's unless you have a wind tunnel, like putting covers on a light will change the aerodynamics possibly drastically, you know, because just it could be something as weird as like, I don't know, if you mounted it maybe 15 mil more one way or the other, it could completely change the aerodynamics of what happens, you know, with the wind in front of it. So some people have reported that, oh man, my footwell gets so hot since I put the spotties on. But someone else could have different shaped spotties and it might be totally fine.
Yeah, it's different.
It's very hard. But yeah, anything you put in front, you're just increasing the chance of that happening. I mean, heck, it maybe in some cases it might even improve it. Who knows?
Yeah. One of those things.
Yeah. But what I will say is the second battery under the bonnet, that's usually the one that I'll cook on a 70 series. 200 series, I think. No, they're sitting. There was already two at the front, isn't there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they sit two at the front.
So that's different. But on a 70, yeah, always cooked a second battery. I'll still have it there though because it's jump starts every 2 years, another battery.
So, what would if he upgrades the exhaust, is that going to do anything?
Only if he tunes the cars. Well, I don't think he would get much out of the exhaust apart from a different note.
Yeah, it'll just sound better.
I mean, yeah, it might breathe better. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Matt Peterson says, lads, great podcast. A question for you and Ronnie. I'm in the market to replace my dual cab with a wagon. Looking for a bit more comfort and room for the kids. Plus, we tow a hybrid, so don't need the space anymore. Ronnie had the Grenadier wagon and now has a Prado. What would he choose as a daily tourer tow vehicle if he could only have one, or would he choose something else?
Daily tow wagon. I don't know how to Grenadier tows. So just because of that, I know how to 76 tows. I know how to Prado tows.
Grenadier would be pretty good though. Yeah, how did you find it as a family car?
I don't know how it tows.
Yeah.
As a family car, yeah, it had plenty of space, especially the wagon. The Quartermaster, I mean, it's like a 70, so you do have to put the passenger seat forward. So lucky my wife, I mean, she's not short either, but she's also not tall, super tall. So she would have to move the seat forward, and then because Sienna is taller than her.
Sienna's tall.
So she'll have to sit behind her mum. And Hannah is starting to get tall as well. But so I have to move my seat forward a little bit. In the wagon, I wouldn't have to do that. But that's a dual cab and a wagon. So, and that's not what he's asking. So he's asking about, wagon. It's a hard one, hey. Depends how big the caravan is. And depends on what you want. Like, do you want... oh man, that is such a hard question to answer. Even if you only put the 250 and the 76 up against each other, which one would I choose?
Look, 200 series?
Yeah, but I think he's talking about newer car. 200 series, look.
200 series is a very good car.
Well, yeah.
300 series.
Yeah. But personally,
I'm thinking like affordable 200 series, good Y62 maybe.
No, petrol. I will say that, I don't know how much fuel the Ineos Grenadier would use. Okay, so that it's really hard. So let's leave that one out of this answer and put it up against the other two. The Prado did really well with fuel-wise. Decent sized caravan, all the gears, but it did do this, having towed it with the upgrade suspension. The 76, payload, you're never going to go wrong with the payload, but it's not comfortable.
No.
So, but if you're talking comfort, well, the Grenadier is freaking comfortable. The Prado's freaking comfortable. So do you want IFS or do you want solid axle? Do you want something that's just going to, you can throw around, or do you want something that's good for daily driver as well? He did mention daily driver. So do you want something that's got a good turning circle? Then Prado. Wider turning circle? Definitely the Grenadier. It's got a terrible turning circle. So
you're saying like the best daily one would be the Prado?
I would say so.
Kind of, I mean, you can't put the Grenadier in the tow category because you don't know, but the best tourer, Grenadier, probably.
I'd say for touring and so you can go and do some other stuff. There'll be a 76 or Grenadier, but you want something comfortable, so it'd have to be a Grenadier.
Yeah, I think you put 76 in it because you got a family, you're looking for something with a bit more comfort and room.
Yeah.
The 76 just doesn't fall into that category.
No, well...
Especially not for room. Room for the kids. 76 does not have that. 200 series, I think, is a honourable mention.
Yeah.
I would probably lean towards that. Yeah, you'd get a second-hand one, but you probably save a bit of money, especially on the Grenadier. It's got a lot of room in it.
I'm going to go
Tows well.
Yeah. I would go against the 200, and I'd say I'd probably rather 250.
250 Prado over the 200?
Yeah. Unless it was a massive caravan.
Right. Well, it's just a hybrid, so...
Yeah, it's just a hybrid. I'll probably go to 250 over the 200.
Right. And if they're the same price, like 250 over 200?
I feel like you get more in a 250 than you do in a 200.
Cost more? Or you'd get
more.
Well,
it'll probably cost more to get 200 now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it probably would.
Because you'd have to do all this other stuff as well. You probably want to tune it and...
Yeah. Have you towed with a 200?
Yeah, just a stock one though.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to sound weird, but I've never actually been a fan of the 200 or the 300.
Really?
Yeah. And I didn't think I'd be much of a fan of the 250, but I am. But I do like the shape of the 150 better than a 250.
The 150 Prado, yeah.
Although now the bull bar's on,
but the 250
awesome,
looks fucking good now that you've
now,
kitted it out.
But before the bull bar...
Yeah, but I think the 150 looks bad-ish. It doesn't look as good but without like the bull bar and that kind of stuff on it.
I don't know.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
I personally like the 200 series. I think they're a great car. My old man's got one.
Oh, I'm not saying they're bad at all.
No, I'm not saying you're saying they're a bad car.
Personally, it's not the car I will go for.
The 250, I just still don't.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
For a daily, the 250 is probably pretty good.
Except for when you reverse and you put the brakes on. It's so screechy, man.
Really?
It's so bad. It's actually a common problem. Rafa had the same thing. Man, I at next level screechy, especially if you park for a couple of days. I think the brake rotors actually get a bit rusty or something, and then you got to scrape all that off, and it's like so loud, man.
That's fucked.
I don't even want to try and mimic the sound; it's so bad. But then you also get the auto braking, which I don't like. Like it thinks like a bin's behind you, and you're going to get around a bin, but because the bin's there, it does this brake, But the 300 does it too.
Yeah, okay. Well, 200 doesn't.
No, the 200 doesn't, but you're talking about an older car.
Yeah, but it's not that old.
It is pretty old.
What, it's just over 10 years old?
Well, when was the last one made? When was that? 3 years ago? 4 years maybe?
Not that old.
Yeah, but it's not I think he's talking about a new car,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, okay. No, I see. Okay. I see what you mean. New Grenadier, new 250 Prado. Yeah. If age wasn't an issue, Prado would be the 250 Prado would be the go. It seems like the 250 Prado is the one that you're leaning towards, but it also
Only
feels like
we're only talking comfort here. The thing is, though, I have not towed with the Grenadier.
so. If you towed with the Grenadier and you've done that test, I feel like the Grenadier is the one that you're leaning towards.
I don't know. I can't answer that. You think so?
I kind of feel like you really enjoyed the Grenadier. I don't know you really enjoy the Prado as well.
Look, I think it should tow better.
Jeez.
Right? I think it should tow better.
Yeah, but you don't know.
Because of just the width and all that, but I don't know. So until I know, so I'm going to have to borrow one to find out. Because
you don't know.
I've got to tow stock with that one, you know?
Yeah.
It's probably too late to tow stock with because I completely skipped the tow test with the Quartermaster.
Are you going to do a tow test with the Quartermaster?
Yeah. I'll do a tow test with the Quartermaster.
With nothing on the back?
I have to. Yeah, well, yes, because I'll be over GVM otherwise. Over GVM? GCM? No, I'll actually be over GVM if I did that. With the full canopy and the fuel, I will be over GVM if you add the ball weight of a 3-ton caravan.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right, well, let's finish off. I've got a voice message here from Ronny.
Also, before you play that, I wouldn't tow anything with a full canopy. I just wouldn't.
Oh, because of the weight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the weight, just the wear and tear in the car, the tyres.
Yeah. I was more thinking the half canopy. Would you tow with the half canopy?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, so it's just the full one that you're kind of a bit cautious with?
It's all that weight, man. Like, you're asking a lot out of the car, and especially with the tyres hanging off the back, and then now you put ball weight on it. It's just, it's not the right smart thing to do.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
I'm talking bigger trailer, you know. I'm not talking about a bloody number 5 army trailer or something small.
Yeah. You're talking like caravan.
Something that actually puts ball weight in the back of your car.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. All right.
Hey guys, here's Ronny from Sweden. I have also a Grenadier, and I saw the last episode from Ronny Dahl with the Ineos and issues with the traction control. And I have solving for this. Just unplug one ABS sensor, for example, in the front. It's nearby the shocks. It's pretty easy. Then traction control goes off because the ABS system is not working. And if you are really clever, then put a switch in something like this, and then you have a Grenadier without traction control. I hope this message arrived us. Not arrived us, arrived Ronny. Ciao.
There you go. All the way from Sweden,
Swedish guy
mate.
saying ciao.
Swedish guy saying ciao, yeah. Have you done that?
What, done what?
Remove the...
No, but now I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know I could just unplug it there. That's cool.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah. Only do that off-road, though.
Yeah, obviously not on road.
No. I use ABS the other day.
All right, mate, that's all I've got for the fire pit, unless you've got anything else for me. I feel like...
I'm pretty sure that, I don't have any Swedish guys or anything. Or
on your phone?
No,
that's all right, mate. I just pulled that one up from the 4Drive podcast. That's okay.
I got a text message from my mum.
Where's your mum from?
From WA.
Oh, is it your dad that's from...
No. Yeah, they're both from Denmark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I was just, yeah.
You had me. You got me. Well, you got a Denmark message.
Well, that was Sweden. Scandinavian. Is that the
that
word
was
you're
Sweden?
After?
Is Denmark? Yeah, okay. I'm just going to back out of this one before...
Oh, right. Okay.
Get any
Are you talking about my mum?
No, mate. No, not at all, mate. All right. We'll wrap it up there, mate. Thanks for sticking around and answering some questions with us.
You're very welcome.
And, mate, thanks for being here for an hour and a half when I told you again that it was going to be a 45-minute podcast. And
it always happens.
It always happens. All right.
And thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
And listening.
And listening.
Listening.
And engaging on socials.
That too.
And messaging in.
That too.
All right. Playing us out. That's music by the Southern River Band. This was the 4 Drive podcast powered by Tyrepower, and it still is. Socials
week.
Next week, it still will be the same thing. Socials at the 4 Drive podcast and Instagram. Send us a message. YouTube, all episodes on the 4 Drive podcast. Patreon, stick around. We're going to have a quick chat with you, and send in some voice messages. Get some merch, and send in your ultimate 4 Drive at the 4drivepodcast.com.au. See you later.